The 1950s, the decade of the baby boomer, exciting times indeed. You see, Elvis Presley shot to fame, economies around the world, they started booming once again, and these post-war weatherboard homes, well, they began to line the streets. And some 60 years on, and with just a touch of modern flair, this gorgeous weatherboard home awaits its next booming family. Ladies and gentlemen, I bid you a very warm welcome this morning to the auction sale here at 34 Devon Drive in Blackburn North. By way of introduction, my name is Luke Banitsiotis and I proudly stand here this morning representing the fine team here at Woodards Real Estate. My role today as auctioneer is quite simply to assist and guide you throughout the bidding and buying process. I trust that Cameron Way and Julian Badanack have made auction documentation ready available to you. They've answered any questions and queries you've got, and you can bid with absolute confidence here this morning. We do sell the property in accordance with Schedule 1 of the Sale of Land Regulations 2014. The contract of sale that's been provided by the vendor's solicitor, well, that's the standard issue document, jointly published and printed by the Real Estate Institute of Victoria and the Law Institute of Victoria. As we do sell under auction conditions here today, please be aware that it is a cash sale, it is unconditional, and it is free of any cooling off provisions. Now, contained within that document, you will find some special conditions which do assist you with your bidding here this morning, and they do read as follows. The auction will be conducted in accordance with any rules and additional conditions that were made available for your inspection before the start of the auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting bids or offers for the property after it has been knocked down to the successful bidder. The vendors, they have a reserve price, and as the auctioneer, I will indicate bidders upon request. The law prohibits false bids, prohibits major disruptions by bidders, and prohibits bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding and provides fines for this conduct. The rules, they permit vendor bids. The words I'll use during the auction to indicate I'm making a bid on behalf of the vendor are vendor bid, and by law, only I as the auctioneer can make a vendor bid. So the contract of sale that I now take you to, and that does detail that we, Woodards of 100 South Parade in Blackburn, do act as the agents for the vendor. We offer up for your spirited bidding and competition here this morning, 34 Devon Drive in Blackburn North. It is the land more particularly described in the attached certificate of title, volume 8964, folio 572. Shortly, when I declare that the property is sold, a neat 10% deposit of the purchase price will be payable. Settlement, that's due to fall on the 8th of July. That is obviously a Saturday, so as per General Conditions 16, we'll just nudge that one forward to Monday the 10th of July. As usual, the vendor statement, section 32, quite simply a roadworthy certificate for purchasing residential property, does form part of today's documentation. That document will show you that we are located within the City of Whitehorse. It is a general residential zoned property. The City of Whitehorse payment, well, that's $1,450.70. Yarra Valley Water, their rates are the usual $150.51, usage by measure, and you'll be pleased to hear that Vic Roads have no interest whatsoever in the land. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the property, the rules and the contract in its entirety. Are there any questions?
Auctioneer.
Welcome.
Mr Auctioneer, this property has been on the market since the 11th of April and I'm yet to see the statement of information. Do you have one available today?
We, as Woodards, did uptake preparing a statement of information for all property. It was displayed during the open for inspections on the table. Obviously, the new laws relate to properties that have been listed after May 1st this year, so we certainly did our due diligence and acted in the best interest of the buying public. That was on display at the open for inspections. Plenty of comparable sales in the quoted range. I think we'll be all right here today. Thank you. Any further matters?
I have a question,
Welcome.
Mr Auctioneer. If I'm the successful bidder today, can I make the contract subject to a building inspection?
Unfortunately, no. We do sell under an unconditional basis here today. As I did mention, you are free to undertake a building and pest inspection between now and settlement if you wish, but the contract and the property will be bought on an unconditional basis. No worries. Thank you and good luck to your bidding. Any further matters? When I met with our owners some 6 weeks ago, I posed them one very simple question. We sat at their dining room table and I asked, 15 years ago when you stood out the front of this home, what was your vision? What did you want to create? And with no hesitation, they very swiftly responded with a home for all seasons. And at that moment, it all started to make sense. You see, the 3 outdoor living spaces, whether you choose the northerly orientated courtyard, maybe the covered alfresco at the rear, or the covered pergola to the front of the home, it really sets the scene for the moment that you do step inside. And the home itself, it offers perfect separation. Those living areas, there's ample space there for family, friends, and maybe just a couple of unruly teenagers. You see the bedrooms, there's 4 of those and they're generous. They'll give those protagonists a well-spaced area to retire of the evening. And then you move into the heartbeat of the home, the kitchen, the open plan meals and family space. Now, they haven't gone to Vogue magazine and picked the latest and greatest. They've actually put some thought and some consideration into how can we complement the 50s charm that this home has. And you walk inside and they've really taken this home from what once was dated and tired to now classic and contemporary. The biggest draw card is always the location, and there is no better testament, ladies and gentlemen, than low turnover for a location. Do you know the last time a home sold in Devon Drive? Some 15 years ago. And when you think about the fact that you're nestled and wedged between the Eastern Freeway and Blackburn train station, you start to think, well, gee, the hardest decision I'm going to have come a morning is, do I have Weet-Bix or do I have Vegemite toast? Your children's educational future, well, that's all but assured A-grade offerings throughout the area. You're zoned here for Whitehorse Primary and Blackburn High, 2 of the finest public educational facilities on offer in this neck of the woods. The private schooling options, if that's your flavour, you've got plenty of options locally, including Whitefriars College in Sion. But then if you really want to, the fantastic public transport links, you can attack that Q private schooling belt and indefinitely ensure that educational prowess. Parkland, sporting facilities, shopping, it's literally all here for you. Modern living is about one thing, and that's life simplification. It's easy to see when you consider that why no one in this location's in a rush. Because when you live in a location like this, it all starts to make sense. You realise you truly are living the dream. They say that fear is the blocker of all dreams. And the way I see it, you have 2 options that present themselves for you here this morning. Option 1, you can deliberate, you can hesitate, and you can procrastinate. You're not going to leave here with the property here today. Option number 2, you can act with authority, you can act with intention, and you can be purposeful in those actions. You do that, and I can guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, you'll live out your dream here today. 34 Devon Drive in Blackburn North, some 600 square metres of real estate magic. Ladies and gentlemen, I submit it to you. Opening bids or offers. Where do we say go? Who wants to get proceedings underway?
I'll give you 900.
900,000, so a little bit lower than the quoted range. Would you maybe nudge it closer to that $1 million mark? Not a problem at all. Here to work with you, not to be a barrier today at 900,000. Let's chip away in maybe, I don't know, 25s on the go. We'll call it 925,000. Then gentleman's offer, it is at 925,000. 900,000, gentleman's offer, we'll call it 925,000. Then once, twice, third and final time at $900,000. No problem at all, ladies and gentlemen. I'll lead by example. I'll place that vendor bid at 925. I'll encourage you insert a 950 if you like, but at 925,000 with me, we'll call it a neat 950,000 for this 600 square metre allotment, tightly held location, fully renovated, 4-bedroom home at 925,000. Sir, can I see 950,000 anywhere at all? Once, twice? 20,000, no problem at all. At 45 it is. At 45, sir, there's the competition. Shall we maybe call it a neat million then? Would you work with me here at 945,000? Happy to go in the 25 still, or the 20 if you will. But at 945, once, twice.
25,000.
Would you go 20?
Just wanted to round you up.
Round me up. No problem at all. At 950,000 then. 50's the call. Shall we go 975? 3 of you in it. A flurry of activity should only give you confidence now. But at 950,000, we'll call it 970,000. The lead then. Once, twice, 2.5. We'll go the long way. At 950, 2.5 it is then. So let's round it up. Let's call it 975. But at 52.5 it is. Ladies' offer on my left-hand side against the 2 on the right now. Leading and thriving at 952, 500. Once, twice, third and final time. 2.5, 55. At 955 it is. At 955,000, shall we maybe go 25s rounded to 80, but at 955. 10, 65. At 65, 70 it is. At 970, let's call it $1 million. 30 will get us there. 10 at 80 it is. At 980, let's go $1 million. 20 will take us there, but 980 to my left. No problem at all. Should we go $1 million, sir? Started me off. Shouldn't be expecting any less than $1 million here today. Indicated range of 1 to 1.1. Plenty of comparables there, and at 980,000 the lead once, twice, and 85 it is. At 85 now, 15 to the million, but at 985 it is. 10 it is, 95. At 995, and maybe that 5 again. We can call it a neat million. At 995,000, then everything on offer here for you today. Schooling, parkland, living the dream. And at 995,000, shall we make it $1 million? Sir, at the rear at 995,000. Once, twice, third and final time. Are we done? Finished and silent at $995,000. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's at this point of the auction that I quite simply remind you that you need to be in pole position. Whether you have the property successfully passed into you and you negotiate terms here today with our vendors, you'll see the reserve price, and I can tell you one thing, it's literally burning a hole in my pocket. It's that red hot. But at 995,000, I don't have permission to sell. If we don't reach the vendors, very realistic price expectations here will quite simply pass into the highest bidder. Good luck to you at 995,000. I'll encourage you in at 995. You're thinking about it.
I've kind of bid as high as I can,
Mm-hmm.
unless you'd be prepared to consider 120 days.
Look, our vendors are quite superstitious, and the 8th of July is quite a lucky day to them, so they've actually chosen that, even though it's a Saturday as their settlement date. They're aware it's going to nudge forward to the 10th, but they really needed to settle on the 8th of July. Everyone here today is bidding on that basis. You'll need to factor that into any further moves you do make. But at 995,000, sir, have we seen your best there? Let's go in 10s. Let's call it $1.5 million, but at 995,000, then once. No problem at all, that neat million mark we got there in the end. Shall we go 10 at $1 million then? Gentleman's offer started me off, back in pole position, coming second now. 10 at $1 million and 10 it is. At 10 and 20, sir, follow the pattern at $1 million and 10,000, or maybe even go greater. Let's call it 30. 20 will get us there, but at $1 million and 10,000 the lead once, twice, 15 it is. At 15, should we go 20 at $1 million and 15,000? Gentleman's offer then at 1015 the lead once, twice, third and final time. At 25 it is at 1025, sir. Let's go 30. Nice little 5 will get us there, but at $1 million and 25, maybe even 50. Quarters will get us there, but at 1025 the lead it is then once now against the 2 on my right, twice now, third and final time at $1 million and 25,000. Are we done? Finished? Silent? Is there any better offer? Well, the brilliant news, folks, is we're on the market, unreserved and selling. If you've been strategizing and waiting at $1 million and 25,000, then we're selling it away if there's no better bid. Great news for you. No better bid, you'll own the home. But at 1025, does that change your decision making, sir? 30 it is at 1030. Snatch from your grasp. Let's go 35 or 40 at $1 million and 30. 40 it is at 40, sir. 5s aren't working. Let's go 50 at $1 million and 40,000. Ladies offer against you. 35 it is at 1035. Let's go 40 or maybe even 50. 15 will get us there, but at 1035 the lead once on the market, unreserved and selling, then twice now at $1 million and 35. 45, there it is at 1045. Sir, let's go 60. 15 will take us there. Stamp your authority in the auction. Remember, living out that dream. Assertive action here today will do that for you at $1 million and 45,000. 50 it is at 1050. Then at $1 million and 50. 10 at 60 it is at 1060. There's a bit of a pattern. We're going to go 65. There we go, 65, 75 at 1065. Gentleman's offer started me off, back in pole position, coming second now, on the market, unreserved and selling then at 1065. The lead once, 1075. 1075, sir. Should we go 1.1? 25 will get us there, but at $1 million and 75,000. Ladies offer. The settlement terms, can we maybe work with the date that we've got if it sees you back involved? Would love to see you in it. Hate for you to miss out on this opportunity, but 1075, 1,000, 76. At 1076, will we go the 10 and make it 86? That's been your pattern, but at 1076, gentleman's offer, let's make it at least 80. 4 will take us there, but at 1076, once at $1 million and 76. 2.5, 78.5. At 1078.5. Will we go 2.5, sir? Take us to 81, but at 1078.5. 1 at 79.5. At 79.5, is it 2.5 again? At 79.5, that takes us to 82. At 1,082 the lead. Let's go to 1.1. That's an 18,000 rise, but 1,082,000. Have we seen your best here today, sir? On the market, unreserved and selling it. 1.1? One, no problem. Thought I'd try it. 1,083,000. Gentleman's offer at 1,083. Let's go. It's been 2.5, so we're going 85.5. 85.5 it is. At 85.5 and another one, sir. At 85.5 the lead. Ladies offer on my left, coming second. Don't let it slip you by. At 85.5,000 once. 86.5 at 86.5. At 86.5 then, another 2.5. Are we done? Finished and silent. Have we seen your best here? Absolutely certain. At 1,086.5 the lead. Once now at 1,086.5. Once this contract hits my hand, we are done. Simply no late bids or offers. Twice now at 1,086.5. Have we certainly seen your best here? At 1,086.5. Third and final time. Are we all done? Finished and silent at 1,086.5. We are selling. Selling. We are sold. Well bought, sir. Congratulations, sir. Welcome to the neighbourhood. To the underbidders, thank you for your participation. You were great. Thank you again for attending another successful Woodards auction. We hope to see you again soon.